is one of the 1/43rd scale box trucks that I own from a company called NewRay. I like them because you can easily make a one-of-a-kind vehicle for your Lionel O scale layout in less than a day. Whenever I'm scrolling through the program guide and I see Tommy Boy is on, well, there goes the next hour and a half of my day. It's actually free to watch on YouTube right now, and it was the inspiration for this first project. I think just about everyone likes to laugh, smile, or feel good, and Tommy Boy checks all of those boxes. So I decided to decorate a box truck to remind me of the movie. You're going to see a lot of these trucks today, and at some point I realized that the two sides don't have to bear the same graphics. It actually makes a lot of sense. One truck can look like two, depending on which way it's facing. It saves both money and space. I found these images online after looking around for a while, and in the settings for that search, I always check the option for the largest or the highest quality photos. I don't want my graphics to be pixelated or grainy. Once I find a decent photo, I then take it into Pages on my Mac, where I crop it and then add text or logos. From there, I print them onto white inkjet decal paper and then seal them with a clear coat spray. The printer I'm currently using is from Callahan, and I've been having great results with the inkjet decal paper from Koala. I don't know why, but it took me a while to realize that I could put logos on the cab doors and on the back of the box truck itself. After that revelation, I did go back to some earlier projects and do the same. It's a small detail, but I think it makes a big difference. I have an idea to use this with a custom boxcar, also featuring Callahan Auto Parts graphics, and a small warehouse with a loading dock. That O-scale building is from Woodland Scenics and features red brick with green windows, just like in the movie. I'm hoping that that project will come together in early 2026. DB stands for Deutsche Bahn, which is basically Germany's version of Amtrak. I really liked this for a while, these images, but after a few weeks, I peeled them off and printed out new decals. And even though this is an American box truck, I decided to stay with the German theme. This time, the initials stand for Hofbrauhaus, a Munich brewery and restaurant that goes back to the late 1500s. My family and I went there a few years ago, and it made a pretty big impression on me. I took 2 years of German in high school, and I wasn't very good at it, but my interest in German culture began even before then. That interest has only grown throughout my life, with a continued fascination around World War II, which is just about equal to my preoccupation with German cars. I've never owned a Mercedes, but my favorite era for that brand would definitely be the 1980s. A 560 SL would probably be pretty scary on an icy road, but it sure would look good as you're sliding sideways across the highway towards a grove of birch trees. The predecessor to that car would be the 300 SL Gullwing Coupe of the 1950s and 60s. A car with a remarkable racing history that also set new standards for automotive design. Truly a beautiful car. I'm not sure of the story that would go with these images, but automakers have featured beautiful or glamorous people alongside their cars for years. In the real world, if these trucks were driving around town or on the highway, I imagine that the number of accidents due to distracted drivers might increase. It would be pretty nice, though, to drive around Europe in a vintage Mercedes convertible, visiting shops, street markets, and local restaurants. Maybe that's the idea or image that this truck is trying to sell you. And if you're driving around in your Mercedes convertible on a summer day, well, you might get thirsty. I can't pinpoint the particular ad or commercial, but I do know that Coca-Cola has featured a polar bear in some of their previous advertising campaigns. I drink way more Diet Coke than I probably should, but it's so good, especially the fountain Diet Coke from McDonald's. And what's better than an icy cold Diet Coke after cutting the grass? So, my Diet Coke truck features things that are cold. The reason for all of these new decals is a direct result of that new Canon printer that I mentioned earlier. The output quality is so much better than my 10-year-old model from HP, which was good at the time, but technology has improved and even come down in price. It was basically just $10 more than 2 inkjet cartridges for my old printer. The other big reason for these trucks and their decals would be my discovery of AI-generated images at a website called Night Cafe Studios. I've just been playing around with the free version, and it's pretty fun. The images are created from a description or prompt that the user types into the program. You don't always get what you want the first time, but after a while it does get easier. I download the image and take it into Pages, where I add logos or text. Next comes the printing onto inkjet decal paper, followed by a clear coat spray. Once the clear coat has had time to cure, then they can be cut out and applied. The directions for these decals from Koala are pretty simple. Soak in warm water. They recommend 95 degrees for 15 seconds. Then remove from the water and let sit for another 15 seconds. And then apply. And I'm pretty happy with the results. If I wanted these to be permanently attached to the truck, I would spray a clear coat at this point, but I won't, because at some future point, I may want different graphics on these 1/43rd scale box trucks from NewRay. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and Until next time, this has been Bob's Workshop. Take care.